If you've been thinking about what's going to be the best Thrall in the Age of War Chapter 3, you're a lot like me. You see, I've covered Conan Exiles for about the past 5 years now, and I've done a lot of these videos showing you the best Thrall, and it seems like almost every update or every other update, I have to come back and show you which Thrall is the best for this current season. In this video, I'm just going to give you the top 2 Thralls, the best fighter and the best archer. These are based on their melee damage modifier or their ranged damage modifier. So for the best fighter, it's going to be their melee damage modifier, and for the best archer, it's going to be their ranged damage modifier. So if you focus on just these two, you'll know that you have the hardest hitting Thralls in Conan Exiles. Now, if you want a larger list of Thralls, go ahead and whack that like button. Let's get this video up to 1,000 likes, and I'll work on a larger list. It's quite possibly the biggest list that I'll ever put together, and the reason for that is that a lot of the Thralls have the exact same melee damage modifier or ranged damage modifier, so a lot of Thralls fit in the same category, and there's not really a top 5 or a top 10. We're talking about 20 to 30 Thralls that fit in this one category for melee damage modifiers and ranged damage modifiers. Jumping into it, let's start with the fighter, and you guys shouldn't be surprised by this. I always talk about this Thrall. It happens to be one of my favorites, and actually this Thrall's damage modifier has made it through years of patches without being changed. This is the Cimmerian Berserker. The nice thing about the Cimmerian Berserker is on top of it having the highest melee damage modifier, it is a guaranteed spawn in the exiled lands, and its brother, the Accursed Berserker, is a guaranteed spawn in the Isle of Siptah. Let's jump into the stats here, and we'll start with health. It gets 2,549 total health. It gains 35.57 health per point leveled into Vitality. Its melee damage modifier is 2.24, and its range damage modifier is 2.08. This Thrall wouldn't be a bad archer or fighter depending on the way that they level. The attributes that they get initially are strength at 15, agility at 0, vitality at 30, and grit at 0. Now, the Cimmerian Berserker can be found in the Mounds of the Dead, walking around in the water below the actual camp. It is on the line of B in 11, and you can see that location on the map right now. The best archer for this season may actually surprise you. It definitely surprised me, and honestly I don't think it'll last in the #1 spot past the end of the Age of War Chapter 3. But we are looking for Amurath the Swift. This archer has 606 starting health and gains 27.38 points in health when it's leveled in Vitality. It has a melee damage modifier of 1.92, but its ranged damage modifier is 2.88. That is a very high damage modifier for any Thrall, and this is the guy that you are going to want to seek out if you are looking to place them in archer stands around your base for the Purge. The starting attributes are strength at 0, agility at 0, vitality at 15, and grit at 0. Now, unfortunately, I personally don't know if Amurath the Swift can be found in the Isle of Siptah. I only know where to find them in the exiled lands. Amurath the Swift has multiple spawn locations in the Exile Archer spawn locations. However, I was successful in finding him at Sinner's Refuge right outside the camp, and there's quite a few spots in this area that you could look for this particular Thrall. So even in this new chapter, I recommend going back to Sinner's Refuge. You're just looking for a different resource now, which happens to be an Archer Thrall. Don't forget to whack the like button on the way out, and let me know in the comment section below what's your favorite Thrall and why. I'd like to thank all my YouTube members for their continued support. Y'all are absolute legends. If you're looking for more Conan Exiles content, I recommend clicking the video on the screen right now.